The rest of them who've been asked to get tested will get tested, and we'll get those results through in the next few days.
On the blacklist, now that they've left and flown out, what kind of threat was made against them, and who did it come from?
So you will have seen that we've already made statements around the threats that affected the game for Pakistan and the New Zealand cricket team. And the way that we've described them has been as credible and also direct and targeted. There isn't much more that I can say beyond that, although we really do support the decision that was ultimately made by New Zealand Cricket to bring the team home.
In terms of the process and how that happened, when were you alerted to that? Did you let them know, or did they let you know?
It was a matter of New Zealand and New Zealand agencies letting the New Zealand cricket team know about the information that we had in our possession. As soon as that was cited, that information was shared with New Zealand cricket.
How will that work with MIQ as well?
Yes. So work is being done at the moment to try and accommodate, because obviously there's some different, their movement back into the country is sooner than was expected. I understand that a large portion of those cricket members will be coming back from their midpoint. They're at the moment on their way home, and the majority of them, but not all of them, are able to be accommodated immediately, and MIQ are working closely with New Zealand Cricket to find additional capacity. Keep in mind, we often operate with some capacity for emergency situations, not large amounts, and so that's what we're working through in order to try and accommodate this immediate need.
So they will go into those emergency spots?
They are being accommodated, whether or not it's through some of the emergency contingency that we have, and we keep that available in case for any reason we need to close down another facility or so on. So we are finding ways to accommodate them. Not all of them, however, at once, because obviously we don't always have capacity for that.
Did our Five Eyes...
Is this on the cricket as well?
Yeah, did our Five Eyes partners tip us off to that threat?
You'll understand why we are not in a position to give further information as to the nature of the intelligence, other than to say it was a direct threat and it was a credible threat. They made the right decision.
So New Zealand government got this information on what, Friday, and then let New Zealand Cricket know?
Yes, that's to the best of my recollection, the timeline.
And just more generally, I mean, New Zealand cricket team flying into Pakistan, it's right next door to Afghanistan, both ISIS, Taliban are active there. It's on the extreme risk list. I mean, what do you think more generally of the original decision that was made to travel there before this explicit threat?
So, as I understand it, as a matter of course, for a situation like this, we will provide information to a departing organisation, threat assessment if you like, in order for them to make a decision as to what their next steps, or whether or not they undertake a visit or a tour. And so that happened in this case, but as I say, that's relatively routine. It's then up to them to make a decision.
Yeah, but I mean, what do you make of the decision, given that they go into the country next door to Afghanistan? We've been trying to get people out of there, and they're going in for a tour, and it's a pretty unstable country.
Yeah, look,
I mean, what's your view?
Ultimately, Luke, it was their decision. Subsequently, additional information came to light, and I believe that they made exactly the right decision in acting on that information when they did.
Prime Minister, it was good to see Winston Peters pop up on the TV today, looking well and double vaccinated. Do you agree with him that New Zealand not being involved in AUKUS was likely down to, quote, sending the wrong signals after the election, and he cites reduced defence spending and the new Foreign Minister's direction?
No, unless he considers those signals to be legislation we've had since the mid-1980s. I think that's probably one of the strongest signals to those who were deliberating on this arrangement. New Zealand has a very firm, long-standing principle of not allowing into our internal waters, or indeed supporting vessels that are indeed fully or partially powered by nuclear power or hold nuclear weapons. So that's the signal, and it's been a long-standing one. Second to that, I would say that our other really important principle has been independent foreign policy, and I stand by that also.
Have you sought those assurances from the US and the UK that it is purely a nuclear power issue and not about some deepening relationship that New Zealand's not a part of?
Look, the engagement that we have on an ongoing basis with the United States, with the UK, with Australia, mean that I don't feel the need to gain those assurances. Our relationships over the years have deepened. They are close. We, as I've said, have been working hard to draw the UK and the United States, particularly into some of the economic architecture of the region. And so I feel no need to seek those assurances because I believe that our relationships are strong and we already have formalised relationships with each.
When did you last speak to Winston? Do you have an ongoing relationship?
Oh, it has been a little while. I have since the election, but it has been a little while.
Do you think it'd be a problem if he pops up and criticises the COVID response or
No.
foreign policy or?
No, he did those things from time to time when he was in government, so I don't see that as necessarily being different. Okay, I'll pop down the back again, yeah.
Thank you.